We are midway through the season. The Steelers are 5-3, and at this point in the season, playoff talks start to come out, and everyone is going to start talking about, are the Steelers a playoff team? Will the Steelers make the playoffs? We all know there's two routes to get to the playoffs: winning your division and the wild card. So if you look at it, man, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have two division wins so far. With their 5-3 record, man, two of those wins are in the division, so they have that in their advantage. And winning the division is going to be tough. Baltimore Ravens are in the driver's seat, and they look like a complete team. Lamar Jackson's playing at an MVP level. That defense is complementary to the offense, and they're a balanced team. So they're going to be tough. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat them. Already beaten them one time, so that's good. They have that in their favor, and they don't face the Ravens again until the last game of the season. So the Steelers have some time in between there, before their last game with the Ravens. The Steelers have Green Bay Packers coming up. Their game coming up on Sunday, but after that, they have two division games, back to back with Cleveland and Cincinnati. So that's going to be an important stretch right there in a division. But Pittsburgh Steelers already beaten the Browns. So if the Steelers can, beat the Browns again, but this time it's going to be a little harder because the Browns have been playing a little bit better ball than when they played the Steelers earlier in the season. That defense, man, it's up there. It's like, I believe it's the number one defense in the NFL. If it's not, it's around the top. So, led by Myles Garrett and his guys, man, and it's strong. They had some quarterback, in and out with Deshaun Watson, but the team is still been afloat thanks to that defense. So it's going to be tough sweeping Cleveland. There's not the old Cleveland, so you can't just expect them to just lay down, man. It's going to be a fight up there. So you want to try to get that one if you can, and then you have Cincinnati, right after that. So after the Packers, you go into your division play back to back, on the road, and then you don't have your other games. Like I said, you have your other game against the Ravens at the end of the season. It goes Cincinnati, why can't I think here? Seahawks, and then the Ravens. So you have two division games in the end, but you have the Seahawks sandwiched in between there. So that's going to be a tough ending to the schedule. So, you want to stack the wins in between there, before you get into the end of your division play towards the end of the year, man. And if you just take a look at the schedule with the Steelers here, like I said, you got Green Bay Packers. This is a game you can't underestimate nobody. Jordan Love, he's not playing too good and things like that. I think they're going to be missing a cornerback or so, some players. So, but still, you can't underestimate anybody, man. Especially the way the Steelers, coming off a slow offensive starts and things like that. So, but you want to handle business, outside of division as well for your wild card chances. So you have the Cleveland Browns, like I said, after the Green Bay Packers, tough division game. Then you got the Cincinnati Bengals, on a road back to back, the Ohio tour. And then you have the Cardinals. You have the Cardinals at home. Kyler Murray's probably going to be back, but he's just coming back, so you can't expect too much out of him. But they still have the running game with James Conner and things like that, so you can't underestimate the Cardinals. Then you have Belichick and the Patriots, after that, and then you have the Colts, and then it gets to the last ending, the ending of the schedule where it gets a little tough, where it's Bengals, and then you have the Seahawks, and then you have the Ravens. So you have the Packers. That's going to be, Kenny Pickett and Jordan Love are probably around. I say I'll give Kenny a slighter edge over Jordan, but they're around the same as of right now, playing wise. I think Kenny may have a little bit more talent, but the guys have to show it on the field. So you have the Packers and the Browns, you know, followed by the Bengals. So those two games, man, after Green Bay is going to be tough. And then it gets a little lighter for the Steelers. Like I said, with the Cardinals coming, into town, and then the Patriots, but it's still going to be a hard game, even though the Patriots might not be the Patriots of old and stuff like that, but it's Belichick, and the Steelers are going to play the Steelers tough. And then the Colts are like, the Colts are a wild card team, man. You can't underestimate them. You can't put too much into them, So it's just like a game that you have to be prepared to play, just like any other game, And then, like I said, the Bengals, that's the last game, the second game with the Bengals. That's at home. And then you got to go to Seattle. That's always a tough trip, with the 12th man out there and everything. And then the Bengals. So if the Steelers don't win the division, they're right in the thick of things, with 2 division wins. That's going to come in their favor, So, and these 2 games coming up with the Browns and the Bengals, you want to get one. You want to try to sweep Cleveland. That's going to be tough, but if you can do that, man, that'll make your division chances a lot better. If you come out with 2 wins, then man, who knows? But you want to get one of those, and one of the Cincinnati games, you want to split, at least a split with the teams in a division. That'll give the Pittsburgh Steelers a decent chance at winning the division, because all the other teams in the division have division losses. The Bengals have 2 division losses, so that'll come back. I think the Browns have 2 division losses as well. So the Ravens have 1 coming from the Steelers. So, man, that last game, you figure if it comes down to that last game, man, and you always want to worry about Lamar Jackson's health at the end of the year. The last game with the Ravens and the Steelers, it's like, will he be healthy? Hopefully, because you want a good game, and you never wish nothing injury-wise on a guy. So that's always going to be a question mark, but that's going to be that's going to be something there, man, because if it comes down to it, they're neck and neck, then you have the win, you have the AFC championship game, basically. Whoever wins this wins the AFC, if that's the case. The way they make the schedules, the division games early and late, and that's kind of like exciting, because you can catch a team early in their stages and maybe get a win, and they're not all the way together. And then when you see them in the end, it may be a different scenario, and you guys may be playing for the division title, which it can be like this in the AFC North. So, AFC North is brutal, but the Pittsburgh Steelers are in there. So what are the chances of the Steelers? You think the Steelers got to make in the playoffs, or the Steelers a playoff team? I know they're going through some issues right now with the linebacker. Cole Holcomb go down. That's a big loss, because he was playing some good ball, in the middle of that field. Now Quan Alexander has to have the green dot and takes over things, and he's playing in some good ball as well. But Cole Holcomb was coming on, man. He was coming on strong. So that's an injury. But Big Cam Hayward coming back and things like that. So Joey Porter Jr. out there starting on the defense. He's looking like he's an up and coming player. So the defense, is coming around. Like I said, the Cole Holcomb thing, that was a little setback, especially being the middle of the field was always a question mark for the Steelers, so. But it hasn't been as bad this year, So then on the offensive side, you just want to get things started faster. You want to put some points on the board faster. You want to get some first downs first. Start with the first downs. Build the momentum. Get Kenny in some rhythms. Running game. So I think if the Steelers can do that, faster starts, get some points earlier, to try not to stress the defense, relying on a splash play from the defense, because you're not going to always get the splash, the strip sacks and all that from TJ and Alex. So, man, if the Steelers, could just stay a course, win one of these 2 division games, maybe 2, man, and handle the business, in between, before the last ending division play with Baltimore and Cincinnati, man, they're right in the thick of things, man. So, despite their offensive struggles and a lack of points putting up, the Steelers are there. So I believe, they can be a playoff team, and they can make the playoffs if they can handle their business, man. The offense get some starts, faster starts, and the defense just clamp it down, just a little bit. So that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to get all the new videos. And until next time, I'm out.